The lined stomach is the third hack.
Which is?
Veggie starters. So all around the world, if you look at different cultures, you see this habit, this tradition of starting your meal with veggies. In Italy, antipasti. In France, crudité, raw vegetables at the beginning of your meal. In the Middle East, you start your meals with herbs by the bunch, right? Why are we doing this veggies first thing? Well, recently scientists have discovered why it's so powerful. It's because veggies contain fiber. We love fiber. She's the best. When you have fiber at the beginning of a meal, what it does is that it coats your intestine. It makes this sort of protective barrier, this protective mesh, kind of gooey, fibrous mesh. And so any glucose you eat afterwards will not be able to go through your intestine into your bloodstream so quickly. So it slows down the arrival of glucose into your blood, and it slows down that spike. You can make the experiment if you're wearing a monitor. Just have a small plate of, carrots or spinach or broccoli or cherry tomatoes or whatever veggie you like before a meal, and see how much smaller your glucose spike is. You stay fuller for longer, have fewer cravings, and you're helping your body from within too.
And the fourth one you mentioned was moving after you've eaten.
Yeah. So after eating, use your body and your muscles for 10 minutes. You can clean your apartment, go for a walk with your dog, dance to a few songs. If you're at the office, you can do calf raises under your desk like this. So you just sort of push up onto the balls of your feet, up and down for 10 minutes. Nobody will see. And your calves contain a muscle called the soleus muscle, which is really good at soaking up glucose. But it's what we were talking about earlier, Stephen. Your muscles are really effective glucose dumps. And the more you use them to contract, the more they're going to soak up glucose from your bloodstream to use for energy. So that's the 4 hacks. Savory breakfast, vinegar once a day, veggie starter once a day. You can also combine those two and do like a vinegar dressing on a veggie starter, and then moving after eating. And then when you want to get pro, you go to all my other hacks.
People talk about being in a food coma after they've eaten.
Yeah.
Which is, the antithesis of what you're saying.
Absolutely. Food coma is like a combination of brain fog and fatigue, right?
And what's going on there?
Well, I think there's a lot of things going on, but one study that's really interesting shows us that in rats, when you create lots of big glucose spikes and when you monitor the activity of their neurons in the rats, scientists noticed that the more glucose spikes they had, the slower the speed of the signal between their neurons. So their brain was literally slowing down. The information was going more slowly throughout the brain, and they theorized that in humans, this could lead to brain fog. So you have glucose spikes linked to brain fog, and your mitochondria becoming exhausted from big glucose spikes, potentially making you really tired, 90 minutes after eating. With the hacks, food coma reduced significantly.